still wear the headphones.
Yo, welcome to the latest episode of Art Kills Boredom. I'm your host, Creative J. In the studio, we got a special guest, Big Mike the Virgo. How you doing, man?
What's up, bro?
How you feeling? Yeah, good. All right, man. How you feeling? How your day was today?
Man, today was a beautiful day, man. Just got done helping out my homegirl, Elisa Renee.
All right.
She had a brunch party today. It was a huge success. If you guys aren't following her, make sure y'all follow her so y'all can keep up to date with her upcoming events that she has. She normally do an event every 2 to 3 months.
I love brunches, bro. That's just like, that's the vibe. That's the vibe.
Brunch was going crazy. Like, the food was delicious. Crazy.
Sometimes people be acting the ass, though. People be acting
it was straight chill. It was chill tonight. Today. It was chill today.
Nice.
Had some dope artists come out and perform, hit the stage, good vibes. Vendors was crazy. Like, had cupcake vendors, had the adult drink vendors, you know what I'm saying? It was just a nice little vibe, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
DJ was spinning the right music. He was spitting the right music. Let me put it that way, because I'm pretty sure he would have spit some, if he was spinning some turned up ratchet stuff, NBA Youngboy probably would have been left, But hey.
No, that's good. That's good, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, the name of the podcast is Art Kills Boredom, so I like to ask people, what's your art? What keep you from being bored? Like,
oh yeah, anything entertainment wise, bro. Like, I'm an artist. As most people know, I do Christian hip hop. Okay. But outside of that, I also have done a few stand up sets here at the Fourth Wall. I'm writing some things for my YouTube channel, trying to become more active on social media like that. I draw. Like, before music, drawing was my number one passion. Like, I wanted to be an animator for real before I even got into doing music. So, because I used to write short stories, used to come up with my own characters, all type of stuff like that when I was younger. But yeah, so drawing, acting. I like to do a lot of the voiceover work on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
For different, like, my main ones I do is for Friday. Everybody love Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or a Mike Epps one for All About the Benjamins, stuff like that. But yeah, really just sometimes just go with the flow. Like, being bored, sometimes it's just a good thing. Like, sometimes you just need to relax and enjoy the moment. You know what I'm saying? Then sometimes your brain be going at 100 miles per hour, and you got to keep your hands busy, or you got to keep your, you know what I'm saying, you got to keep your mind busy, So
definitely.
It really just depends.
You talk about animation, like sidetrack. What's your favorite anime?
Favorite anime?
Yeah.
So I recently just got into anime. So my favorite anime for real right now is definitely My Hero Academia or Demon Slayer.
Oh,
Demon Slayer goes there. I'm ready for their new season. It drops next month.
Demon Slayer go hard.
Demon Slayer, yeah.
Check out Attack on Titan.
I watched Attack on Titan too. I haven't watched the last season yet. I gotta watch the last season. I mean, I've been watching a lot of different animes like that. It's just some of them I haven't finished yet. One Piece, I'm never gonna even start.
Nah, I never started One Piece. It's over. Sometimes it just
since 1990, they've been dropping seasons.
Dude, it took the pandemic for me to catch up on Naruto, because I was like, damn, how am I gonna get through this? But I never started it. But One Piece, nah, I would never.
One Piece, they're like the only anime that's like 1,000 and some episodes strong. That's like they're still going.
That's like starting Law and Order now. I'm gonna just check. I'm gonna check with this Law and Order, see what this about.
Like Naruto, I watched Naruto. I watched, like I said, the first anime I actually got into for real, outside of Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, because you used to come on Toonami.
Yeah.
As when you was a kid. The first anime I got into was Seven Deadly Sins on Netflix. My homie told me about it. He was like, bro, check out Seven Deadly Sins. That's a good starter anime to watch for somebody who's starting anime. I'm like, all right, cool. I watched it. I fell in love with it. I done seen every season, every movie.
The animation on there, the art on there is really dope.
It go crazy.
It's really dope. It's dope.
It go crazy.
And we in
storyline too.
Oh yeah, storyline for sure. We in California, but I hear your accent. Where you from?
So I was born in Mount Vernon, New York.
Okay.
grew up in Georgia and Alabama, mainly Georgia though. And when I moved out here, I was living in Georgia, so you can say I'm from Columbus, Georgia.
Okay, for sure. I'm from the South, so I picked up on it, and I like to see my Southern people that made it out here to California. How long you been in California?
March 7th will make it 2 years.
2 years? Oh, so you knew. Okay,
Yeah.
I've been about 7 years, so still finding out. How you liking it?
I've been enjoying it, man. It's, of course, when I first moved out here, it was a few ups and downs that I had to overcome, but now everything is looking up. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first moved out here, I wasn't really doing podcasts or performing like I'm performing now. You know what I'm saying? Or doing interviews, anything like that. But now, you know what I'm saying? I going to open mics, winning open mics, performing pretty much every week somewhere. Just got done doing a interview podcast with the homie Bundy McBuckets.
What up, my bro?
I'm in that bed. What up?
Down doing the podcast with you.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? This is my fourth podcast interview this year so far.
All right. Well, I mean, you're on the move, bro. You're on the move.
Yeah,
like, so how did that? How did you get introduced to music? Like, what? How do you find your love with wanting to be an artist?
Okay, so to answer the first question, I found music just, like any other person, like just listening to the radio.
Right.
And but I realized that certain songs, they actually like caught the attention of people and caught my attention for real. Like Where's the Love by the Black Eyed Peas was one of the songs that really caught my attention because they was talking about some real issues, and like a lot of folks who do music don't talk about that. So you got to see, like, when I heard it, I'm like, bro, I love this song. Like, it was my first time hearing it, but I'm like, bro, I love this song. I can listen to this song every day. And so that's when I felt like, I could potentially have that same feeling with my music if, the folks had the same feeling with my music, you know what I'm saying? If I just come to them and be real in my music, like, you'll never hear me talk about drugs that I've never done.
Right.
You'll never hear me rep a game that I never jumped into. You'll never hear me talking about a corner that I never stood on to sell rocks or anything like that, because I never lived that lifestyle. So you're not gonna hear it coming from me, because I refuse to be the one person to lead people astray with their music, and everything is a complete lie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that brings us to the second part of the question. I just really like, when I do my music, I make sure that it has a message. Like, every song that I've released has a message that people can relate to. They can understand it. They can feel it. Like, I have 3 songs out right now. My Life is the one that I'm pushing the most right now.
Okay.
But this song just simply is talking about how I'm trying to live my life for me. I ain't got time to worry about what you're doing, what the next person is doing. I'm just trying to live my life. I wake up every day, go to work, do what I got to do, pay my bills. I don't need nobody checking my pockets because I tell them that I can't help them out. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And that's the one song that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, is we all just trying to live our lives.
And that's what I appreciate about Christian rap, is because it's relatable. It's like you see the true essence in it. It's where someone is like, it's not a facade. Right. It's not like this fairy tale. It's not trying to, it's saying like, we all human. We all sin. We all have been here, ups and downs. Even somebody that's up in their darkest time, when they're behind closed doors, they might be going through something. And to have someone that speaks that, to relate that, you know what I'm saying, that's the message. So what made you, you go the route where it's like, I'm not just going to I'm not going to curse in my music, or I'm not going to talk about these subjects, but I want to actually like bring content with, religion or my relationship with God in it?
Because it's pretty much every song I've done is really me.
Yeah.
What I've been through in my life. Like, I might not have dealt with drugs, gangs, and all that other physical, worldly stuff that people can see with their eyes. I have done with suicidal thoughts. I have dealt with depression. I dealt with anxiety, all the mental things. But I've overcame that, you know what I'm saying? So that's the whole I guess you say the thesis behind my music
Yeah.
is I want to be the voice for people who are too afraid to actually come forth and say that they're dealing with these problems. Because, you know, a lot of people, we're in the day and age now, you know what I'm saying, you come out and say that you're dealing with depression or you're dealing with anxiety, it's a joke to some people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or some people might find it to where it can be turned and used against that person as in a hateful way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, it shouldn't really be like that. You know what I'm saying? If music is what we do, then it's time for us to actually use that music as our voice and say what's really on our minds. Like, I understand, you know, everybody didn't come from the same, they didn't have the same childhood. You know what I'm saying? Some people actually, some rappers actually lived that life where they had to heat the house up with the oven. They lived in the crack house. You know what I'm saying? Their parents was crack heads or drug dealers or whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? But every rapper does not live that life.
Right.
So every rapper shouldn't be rapping about that life. That's the thing that I wanted. That's the thing I wanted to bring to light. So if people was to listen to my music, they would really appreciate the authentic feel behind my music because it's coming from a mental place instead of a I want to be like everybody else place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Besides yourself, what are some artists you listen to that you get that feeling from? That's like your favorite artist or?
Definitely Toby Wegway. Toby Wegway, I've been following him since forever. Like, he just got Grammy nominated.
Yeah.
I've been following him since his wife was braiding his hair on the couch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And every time, like, all his music that he dropped, he always got a message in it. And, like, my favorite song by him is actually with Coach Contra. It's called Destruction, where if you listen to it, they're talking about everything that we're doing in our community to ourselves that's causing us to be a destruction to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to take that, you know what I'm saying, that mentality of trying to destroy ourselves and put it into something else. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole reason why I rock with Toby Wegway's music. I also rock with Joyner Lucas' music because Joyner Lucas is the reason why I feel like he's the reason behind me being so verbal in my music, like me talking about real issues like that, because he talk about the real issues that nobody else is talking about, but he does it with how he does it. You know what I'm saying?
Still with rapping,
still rapping, but he brings the truth to light. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know when I first started listening to Joyner Lucas, he had a song called "I'm Sorry," where it's talking about suicide, and like, when you bring issues to that stuff, that can open eyes for other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a whole lot of rappers out there who's talking about suicide awareness, or that's talking about. He got another song where he's talking about asking his girl to get an abortion. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So like, you don't really hear stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So when I heard that, I'm like, so he using his platform to actually talk to the folks. Like, he got a song about drunk driving, like driving, like texting and driving,
right?
You know, just, and it's like he's actually like relaying messages to people that we all can relate to. Like, you might have lost, like somebody might have lost somebody to a driver who was texting, or a drunk driver, or, you know what I'm saying? And it's stuff like that we really need to bring more light to. And I feel like as artists, that's where we come in.
Right, for sure. So what's your next move? Like, what you got coming up? Like,
so me personally, I'm just promoting my music right now, honestly. I am in the works of actually getting the My Life music video in order.
Okay.
So y'all be on the lookout for that. I do have a date. I just got to lock in the location. Once the location is locked in, I will start promoting and letting people know we going to be going to this location to shoot the video. I have been going to the studio, and I've been working with some independent artists.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys ever heard of Trader Truth, but
Yeah.
Trader Truth, he had a thing that he did a few years ago called I'm On with a bunch of mainstream artists. I'm doing the same thing, but with independent artists.
Okay.
So everybody who's on the track is an independent artist. Right now, it's 2 verses on there, and my guy Carlton Ellis, he did the hook for me. So if I do get a studio session this week, I'm going to finish working on that, have some more folks come in and put a verse down. But as far as like anything big, that's probably the biggest thing I'm working on right now. I do have, just like I said, I'm promoting my music, my three singles, My Life, Free, and I'm Proud of You, because those are three tracks from my EP that I'm releasing around my birthday this year. It's called One Day at a Time. That's pretty much it. You know, just still on the grind, working my 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? And
Nah, that's dope. That's dope, man. And shout out to Houston. You shout out to Houston artists. So shout out Toby, Southwest Side. Shout out to Trader True. You know what I mean? You got any favorite Houston artists besides Toby? Like, did you grow up listening to Mike Jones, Chameleonaire?
I did. Everybody listen to Mike Jones.
Yeah, Mike Jones. You remember
Mike Jones.
You remember the phone number?
I do not.
You remember the phone number?
Nah.
I do not remember the phone number.
281-330-8004. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
But,
That's crazy. We talking about marketing. That's one of the most genius. He got us to remember a phone number, and then you call it, and he never picked up. It was just his answer machine. But you listen to his music, like, yo, I'm about to call Mike Jones, bro. Like the last time I did that, it was like a Jack in the Box. You call up Jack, and you call up, and they actually have a secretary that would pick up the phone and be like, and you're like, oh, can I speak to Jack? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, he's in a meeting or he's somewhere. I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, bro, somebody getting paid to pick up the phone to talk to drunk people that's getting the munchie box at night. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy, but it's good marketing.
This nigga say, "Can I speak to Jack?"
I ain't gonna lie, I did it. I was like, bro, what Jack doing? I'm leaving the club. Like, I'm like, we in the drive-through. Like, this is back when I ate like beef and all that. And I'm like getting the tacos. I'm like, bro, they got a number. Call Jack. Like,
yeah,
that was crazy. So let's talk about like bring some light stuff. Like, what's the last movie you saw?
The last movie I saw, I ain't even gonna lie, it was a Teen Wolf movie.
Hell yeah, man. Fucks with it.
Teen Wolf movie.
Yo, he everything old school, man. Meteor Man.
No, this is the new Teen Wolf, not Michael J. Fox. This is the
There's
new.
a new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Paramount Plus, the app.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, boo.
But it's with the MTV cast.
Oh, I'm gonna nah.
He didn't
If they
watch-
ain't
he
got
didn't watch
Michael
that.
J.
Yeah, he
Fox
didn't watch
shaking
that.
in the show, then I don't want to see it.
I'm fucked.
What
with that.
affliction does he have? Parkinson's.
Yeah,
Parkinson's.
Yeah,
Yeah, if he ain't
yeah.
shaking in that show, I don't want to see it. Man.
Nah, this is a new version of that Teen
Yeah,
Wolf.
it's-
Instead of basketball, they play lacrosse and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lacrosse.
They play lacrosse, but
They
they hardly play lacrosse.
Yeah. They hardly was in school.
Right.
Like, they hardly did anything but they just fighting other wolves.
Like the episode might start in school, them sitting at their desk in school, then like something happened and like it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Like that. So nobody, and then it's like
People were dying at the school and they never were like, all right, janitors
There was
getting
more
killed.
than one Teen Wolf.
Yeah, bro, there was a Teen Wolf, a Teen Coyote.
It started off with one. It started
A
off
Teen
with one.
Fox.
Then they introduced a coyote, a fox.
Is this just
Then-
a one person or a squad?
Squad.
It's
A squad of coyotes?
Yeah.
No,
bro.
it's so in this Teen Wolf that they got out right now. Look. This Teen Wolf they got out now. You know how like sometimes they have like the wolves be in the pack by themselves, right? It's just wolves. This Teen Wolf, he had a pack, but it was
regular
humans.
people.
It was humans, coyotes, foxes,
Everything, bro.
It was werewolf hunters was a part of his pack.
This is getting too much, man.
Yeah, it was
The regular Teen Wolf movie was enough for me. They turned this into Buffy the Vampire Slayer. out here.
You know me. Like when I watch something, I get hooked. So I gotta
Right.
keep going. But they almost lost
I
me when
literally-
they had a set of twins. They would conjoin themselves and make a big werewolf.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Y'all seen
one.
Underworld.
Yeah,
That's when,
yeah.
Underworld was going down the drain when they started merging motherfuckers to make big people. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god.
But yeah, that's this team. That's the last movie I seen.
Okay. How'd you feel about that?
It came. It was cool.
It
I mean,
was
it
cool,
felt like
cool.
it was
What's the last mainstream movie you seen?
Yeah.
okay. The last
Paramount.
I watch
movie.
everything,
What's the
so that's how
last
we just
Okay,
get there.
so-
Yeah, mainstream.
So the last mainstream movie I seen was Black Panther. Wakanda Forever.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, I watched that. They had just put it on Disney Plus February 1st.
It wasn't that
So-
good, but
It was cool. It could have been better.
it could have been better.
It could. I ain't like Dr. Umar though.
Dr. Umar.
Dr. Umar went crazy.
Crazy.
Underwater Mexicans. Oh, but when he said that, I'm like, yo, they was whooping their ass the whole movie.
A whole movie. They had everything. That was like, damn. He said they took away everything.
Bro, I feel like it could have. I like the ending. I say that.
Nah,
I like the ending.
It was trash.
I like the ending a little bit.
I wasn't feeling the ending because my man, the underwater Mexican, was just steady talking about just taking over. He was like, "Yo, we got him where we want him.
Oh, no, I ain't
They
talking,
think
I ain't
we
talking
cool."
about that ending. I'm talking about
And she
the-
should have just chopped him
Oh, you
up.
talking about
anyway.
the
new
the
T'Challa.
post,
Yeah,
the post credit scene. I like that part.
Yeah, I
It was
love that
cool.
part.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they wanted like Winston Duke to like have a little bit more comedy in there. You know what I'm saying? He's a cool dude, though, for real. Personally,
I like it.
personally, I actually picked him up one time.
For real?
Yeah, when my chauffeur job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Last year I was working a chauffeur job. I picked Winston Duke up. I picked him and his mom up, and I took him to a photo shoot in the art district.
What's the most random person, like, LA, like what's the most random person you probably seen or ran into? Was it Winston?
It probably that would probably been the most random. But I mean, it's been a couple of folks that I ran into. Honestly, when I was doing my chauffeur job, like I picked up Carmelo Anthony like 4 times. Took him to the airport. I picked up the mom from Baby Boy. I picked her up.
I still think a house party when I see her.
Yeah,
I think a house party.
I picked her up. I picked her and 2 of her homegirls up from a hotel. And while I was waiting on them, I seen Carlos Miller walk out.
Okay.
I pulled up next to Roddy Ricch. The
Damn,
same day.
it's
like right there. Like I'm driving and Roddy Ricch his Bentley is next to me, and I look and I seen him. I was finna say something, but he was talking to somebody in the other lane. So I was like, I ain't even gonna worry about it. So when I pulled into the hotel parking lot, I'm sitting there waiting, and Carlos Miller and his security guard walked out the hotel, and I'm like, dang, this is like the second time, because he actually came to where I'm from and did his show by himself. But then the 85 South show, they did another show together in Columbus as well, but I wasn't there for that one. So I seen him and I was like, yo, that's crazy. I went and hollered at him real quick because he had the same day he came to Columbus to do his set by himself. Him and my homie John was standing outside. They was smoking a blunt together. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when AJ Johnson got in the car. I didn't know it was her at first because she had her glasses on. But I heard her voice. I'm like, dang, she sounds so familiar. But I picked her up and we riding to Long Beach to go see Michael Blackson at the stand at the Laugh Factory. And while I'm driving, I'm like, yo, is she the mom from Baby Boy? They're like, yeah, you ain't know? I'm like, I wasn't looking at her, you know what I'm saying? Like, she pulled up and she had her glasses on. I shook her hand and everything, but I didn't really think too much into it. So I'm like, and I was just like, bro, when I was doing the chauffeur work, bro, I was just meeting so many folks.
Nice.
I met Damon Dante Wayne the same day I took Winston Duke to the art district.
Okay.
He was just walking down the street, just casually walking down the street like, la, 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 la.
Nice.
I was like, bro, that's crazy.
All right. Well, let's do like a couple quick questions about yourself. So, as an artist, rapper, do you write or you don't write?
Oh, no, I write.
You write?
I write.
Okay.
I write like crazy. If I hear a beat or if I get a idea or a feeling, I start writing.
Physical and like with pen and paper or in the phone?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Because like I know a lot of times I do like TikTok duets.
Okay.
Duets on TikTok, and I like sometimes if I have two phones, like I usually have two phones, I will write my duet in the phone and use my phone to record on my other phone and do the duet like that. But now I just have I keep like a couple of notebooks in my book bag and a couple of pens, and when I be at work, I don't do nothing at work for real, so I be at work, I be writing.
Yeah, I always encourage people to write it down. Like, even though, like, when I dibbled and dabbled, I was like, I could just write in my head, things like that.
Right,
but
then you forget.
But then it's like, what I'm saying? It's something that you can, like, once that first song, like, you got this song right now, Was It My Life?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's gonna blow up. You can frame that. You can have that in your house. You can pass it along to your kids. Like, they'll have something they can read, like, even to your grandkids and things like that. So it's something that, like, I think, like, Tupac, one of his, like, poems just went for, like, $1 million. Like, I'm like, this is a poem that he wrote to, like, Jada or something like that. And I'm like, out of all people.
Don't tell Will.
Yeah, no, shoot, he know. They all look like Tupac in that house. Like, he know. Recording or performing?
Definitely performing. If I can get someone to record me performing.
Yeah.
In the studio, do a performance but in the studio setting, I would love to do that. But performing is one thing that I find to be very, very different, because you get to actually like see, like, when you recording it, it's just you and the engineer, right, and maybe a couple of your friends who you invited to the session that can give you feedback on the song. But when you perform it, you're actually performing for whoever's in the room, however many people is there, and like just to see them vibing to the song and like listening to it and enjoying it is a beautiful thing to see. So definitely performing over recording.
If you could go back in time, would you rather perform your song in like the booth for like Rap City, or have your video be number 1 on 106 in Park? You remember Rap City?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking about the age group. I'm like, hold on, do we know Rap City?
Hey, I know.
Oh,
35.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
35. So I know about it.
Yeah.
I'd probably say number 1 on 106.
On 106.
Yeah.
Rap City was just so iconic. Everybody got to come in the booth. You write your name on the wall.
Right. And plus, I think they did more like freestyle type deal.
Yeah. Well, even Wayne to go in there and rap something, and then you'll hear it on the album.
I feel like if I was back in that era, I definitely would want a number 1 video on 106 in Park.
For sure. What's the first album you had?
The first album.
I mean, I was listening to like your interview with Bundy and your family dynamic and how the household, but like, what's that first album that you had for yourself that you like snuck and bought, or you had that like?
Well, I didn't really have, just like I said, once I joined the church, you know what I'm saying, we started listening to all that different type of music. We used to listen to gospel. So the first album I actually bought for myself was Toby Mac album from a Christian bookstore. It was called Diverse City.
Oh, okay.
And my brother had bought Lecrae's After the Music.
Yes.
And that's when I really got into Christian hip hop.
Yeah, Lecrae is, man. Yeah. Another Texas artist.
Actually sent him I did like an unofficial video of my life. Like just clips of me performing at different open mics. Yeah. And I followed Lecrae on Twitter, and he said him and his son was gonna be on Twitch. And they was like watching music videos, and I sent them the unofficial My Life video, and him and his son was vibing to it. I actually screen recorded it. I haven't posted it yet because I put it on my story, but I ain't put it on my page yet. But
like
it was definitely a dope little experience to see him and his son vibing to my song.
Yeah, he been in a minute, but he's still like one of my, as I put him like in a new generation, he probably one of my like top lyricists. Like no matter if what the he's a lyricist. So
he be going crazy.
Yeah.
Him and Andy Mineo are two folks that really got me into doing Christian hip hop, because I used to listen to them
what's that song
all
they
the
got
time.
together?
Coming in hot. They got Coming in Hot.
The one before the Coming in Hot. a cabin in Manolo.
Manolo, that's
Yeah.
that's Trip Lee and
Okay.
that's Trip Lee and Lecrae.
Yeah.
But Andy Minnie and Lecrae, they got so many songs together, it don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
They're like peanut butter and jelly. They just go together perfectly, and I'm like, bro, I just cannot wait. I want to open up for one of them one day.
Oh, for
It
sure.
don't matter
It's
who.
Coming. It's gonna happen.
It don't matter who. I just want to open up for one of them.
It's gonna happen. For
It could be
sure.
both of them at the same show.
Yeah, it's gonna happen for sure. Well, tell the people where they can find you on all socials.
Yo, you can follow me on all socials. We're at Big Mike the Virgo 1 on Instagram, Big Mike the Virgo everywhere else. Snapchat, I don't really be on, but you can follow me. Twitter, I don't really be on, but you can follow me. TikTok, I be on there, Big Mike the Virgo. Big Mike the Virgo, pretty much everywhere. There's wherever you see Big Mike the Virgo, it's me.
Yes, sir.
This guy right here, this face.
So, man, I appreciate you being a part of the podcast, man. It was
Yeah,
a pleasure
no problem,
meeting you,
bro.
vibing.
No
You know what I'm
problem,
saying? I
no
hope
problem.
to see you perform soon. Thanks for another episode coming in. Watch another episode of Art Kills Boredom. We out.